Hi, I'm NAGASHARMILA from PBT and GE. Today, me and my group members going to present about holistic security policy that able to overcome company ABX problem in the future. Firstly, I'm going to explain about summary. This policy is made to meet the requirements from company ABX, which is to reduce risk related to any cyber attacks. New security policy is needed to face the big risk of the increasing security threats from many wide ranges of sources. As we are facing some big threats, the punishment on whose branches the information security objective will be stricter and harsher. Every employee within this company is needed to cooperate on the new made policy. Secondly, objective provides guidance to the employee in the managing of information security as part of their work. Raise awareness in the group of employees within the company and other partner of company ABX. Raise the security level of managing the confidential information, which will be the most important. Thirdly, I'm going to explain about scope. Applies to the all employees, including security guards, cleaners, internship partner of company ABX, and third party of company ABX. And lastly, definition. What it means to be secure for a system, organizations, or other entity. For an organization, it addresses the constraints on behavior of its member as well as constraints imposed on adversaries by mechanisms such as doors, locks, keys, and walls. For systems, the security policies addresses constraints on function and flow among them. Constraints on access by external systems and adversaries include programs and access to data by people. That's all from me. Thank you.
Well, very good morning, sir. Today I will be presenting for our documentation about the policy that we will present to you, either you need the system or not. Okay, so this is the file, sir. Okay, this is the file. Alright, so let's go for the my point. Okay, which is mobile and remote computing. Okay, so just take a look first. Okay, may I start? Okay, thank you. Alright, for the mobile and remote computing, okay, we have the purpose and policy. Okay, for the purpose is, as a modern mobile computing device can carry information assets away from the ABS premise, and security precaution. Those information access may be subjected to increased risk, okay, or loss or death lah. So the purpose is to protect your company system is our mobile and remote computing. Okay, so you can read the more. Next is about the policy. About the policy is quite what we should say protective. Okay, our policy to secure the information system to secure your information system in your company. Okay, which is an authorized people only can access the system remotely or not remotely. Okay, and next is mobile computing facilities should be given protection when using mobile computing facilities in public areas. Okay, as you can see, more often nowadays, many companies used to do work at every places. Okay, so the system will ensure that the system are protective, although the staff doing their job outside from the company. Okay, outside from the place. Next is it is important then when such facilities are used to public place area. Okay, this means that ensure that anybody cannot cannot overlooking to the system in open area places. Okay, such as mall, city, street. Okay, so it will protect the system by overlooking by anyone. Okay, that is not authorized. They still cannot go into the system because they are not authorized. Okay, so it is more protective for our system. Okay, next is about remote computing. Okay, what we know about remote computing? Okay, remote computing is communication technology to enable staff to agency to work remotely from a fixed location. Okay, so remote computing is used to what we say, to get more easier for the staff to do their work by a fixed location or as remotely. That's mean they no need to go to the office, or they have on-call jobs, so they don't need to go to the office to do their job. They just only can remote from their home or the places that they are by that time. Okay, so for the authorization, what we mean by the authorization is default account or password present one of the greatest risks to production system. This section defines specific controls for controlling and managing privileged account when systems are placed into production. Okay, that's mean by authorization, so they can access the system. Okay, so next is about the username. Okay, password are most important factor for securing your account. The username also are the fact that is important in any security system. So the username will identify who are you in the account system. Okay, they will identify which is you are the authorized people or not. Okay, so keep on your mind, keep close that username are also important, not just password, but username also important. Okay, if you forget your username, automatically you cannot access our system, so it will be such a hard or tough thing lah. Okay, tough thing for you to access. Okay, so keep on your mind to remember your all your username and password. Okay, so username is also important. Okay, next is about password management. Okay, about policy. This policy defines the requirement for establishing and maintaining account setting for all privileged user account on your company, which is ABX company, computer and communication system. Okay, about the password policy, you can see, as we know, then the password management also must be changed about 3 months. Every 3 months must change, because it will be more protective for the account, the user account. Okay, so it will cannot be hacked by any hacker. Okay, as easy as that. Okay, so next, the password requirement. Okay, all user level your company ABNX password will be expired every 90 days. Okay, like I said, 90 days to 3 months, and must be changed. Okay, like I said just now, all password must be changed every 3 months. Okay, so new password cannot be the same as the previous password, because it's a new password. Okay, so the reason why we change, because we want a new password, so no reason to use the old password for the new password. Okay, it is not secure. Okay, next, password must contain both uppercase and lowercase, which is A until Z. Okay, so must have uppercase and lowercase. It should be more protective. Okay, so next, must contain at least one number. Okay, example, we put ABX company, so must have number like ABX by any hacker. Okay, as easy as that. Okay, so next, the password requirement. Okay, all user level your company ABNX password will be expired every 90 days. Okay, like I said, 90 days to 3 months, and must be changed. Okay, like I said just now, all password must be changed every 3 months. Okay, so new password cannot be the same as the previous password, because it's a new password. Okay, so the reason why we change because we want a new password, so no reason to use the old password for the new password. Okay, it is not secure. Okay, next, password must contain both uppercase and lowercase, which is A until Z. Okay, so must have uppercase and lowercase. It should be more protective. Okay, so next, must contain at least one number. Okay, example, we put ABX company, so must have number like ABX company, 1 2 3 like that, example. Okay, but 1 2 3 is not more secure, so find another number. Okay, like 155 or 301 like that. Okay, next is account shall be logged after 6 failed login attempts. Okay, this is the secure part, which is if not authorized people trying to get into your account by entering any password company, so must have number like ABS company, 1 2 3 like that, example. Okay, but 1 2 3 is not more secure, so find another number. Okay, like 155 or 301 like that. Okay, next is account shall be logged after 6 failed login attempts. Okay, this is the secure part, which is if not authorized people trying to get into your account by entering any password they have in their mind, so it is secure by if they entering more than 6 times, so it will be locked for 30 minutes, so it will secure your system. Okay, and your account. So next, the password categorization. Okay, we have two password categorization, which is user account password and the privileged account password. Okay, what do you mean by user account password? Okay, user account password is for the user. Okay, for the human being, for the password for their account. Okay, like that. And the privilege is not more to human being. Okay, privilege is more to the system. Okay, to the root. As you can see the example in this documentation, we have Unix root. Okay, so like such like a CLI command line interface, so we have the privilege exact password for the system to be more secure. Okay, next is guideline for password construction that I have said just now. Lowercase, uppercase must have number and at least 8 until 15 characters in the password. Okay, so to be more secure, not less. Okay, and it's not a single word in any language. Okay, and also to be remembered not to put your biodata or your information, privacy information as your password. Okay, it is not secure for your password account. Okay, so that's all from me. So for the next point for this presentation I will give to my partner. Okay, so thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhamad or Irfan. I will present about malware protection policy. Introduction. First, the ABS company is obliged to make sure its IT system and other facilities are secure and not subject to improper use. This policy sets out of responsibilities of all users, including users of privately owned devices that connect to the ABS company IT facilities in relation to malicious software. These measures do not guarantee security, but they will help to significantly reduce the risk of widespread virus infection at the ABS company. Alright, the second is the word malware is used collectively to denote many types of malicious software, including viruses, ransomware, worms, trojans, macros, malbombs, and rootkits. A virus is piece of self-replicating computer program code that is designed to destroy or damage digital information or to steal user or business data. Alright, the third is there are many potential sources of malicious software, including websites, social media, USB memory sticks, unsolicited CDs, electronic mails, and software or documents copied over network such as the company network or the internet. Alright, last, malware infection is costly to the ABX company and oftentimes consuming for our staff. This may be through the loss of data or access to IT system, staff time to recover a system, or the delay or loss of important work. Additionally, malicious software can spread from an infected system and can lead to severe disruption to IT services and possible reputational damage or even fines. Malicious software is a constantly evolving threat, and the ABS company therefore applies controls to protect our systems and information from all forms of malware. Alright, the second is purpose. The objective of this document are to set out user responsibilities about malicious software prevention. Second, to set up the rules governing the application and use of malicious software prevention systems at the ABX company. Alright, point number 3 is access control policy. Access to information and system in the possession of or under the control of ABX company must be provided based on the least privilege need to know basis. Next, all ABX company computers must be protected by approved password-based access control system. Alright, next, multi-factor authentication for remote access to corporate and production networks by employee, administrators, and third parties should be implemented where available. Alright, next, the following rules must be maintained for managing user access rights. First, user registration, approving and or physically giving access rights to users. Second, privilege management. Clear hierarchies must be determined for each system and each hierarchy must be formally approved. For example, for Oracle, there are 13 formally recognized authority levels, and any change to that number and composition must be formally approved by the group's controller. Alright, third, user management. As above, each system must have clear procedures for approval and method of granting access to the system. Procedures must exist for each system for both joiners, movers, and lovers with audit trails. Right. Next, user access rights are subject to periodic reviews. Right. Next, inactive user accounts must be configured to automatically disable after 90 days. Alright, the last point is logging policy. Event logging. Adequate monitoring controls to detect attacks and unauthorized access to its information processing systems must be implemented. The level of monitoring required should be determined by risk assessment, and any relevant or applicable legal requirements should be identified to ensure that the logging activities comply with the requirements. Logging may consist of activities such as the review of, first, automate intrusions detection system locks. Second, firewall locks. Third, user account locks. 4, network scanning locks. 5, application locks. Next, help desk tickets. Next, vulnerability scanning. Then, other log and error files. That it is from me, and thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhamad ASHIEF bin Muhamad NASRUM. I will explain about the security policy for physical equipments. There are 3 physical equipments: building access control, network, and computer. Physical equipments. Physical security is an essential part of security plans. It forms the basis for all other security efforts, include personal and information security. A balanced security program must include a solid physical security foundation. ABX company needs a way to keep unwanted guests outside, and most organizations also need to restrict access to certain areas within their premise, even to people who are already be invited inside. Here are a few security policies for building access control. ABX company need to have a electronic access control (EAC). EAC use computer to solve the limitations of mechanical locks and keys. EAC can be installed at ABX building where include access card, the card readers to authenticate that the person has been granted access, and an electronic controller. Alarm system. It can be installed to alert security personnel when unauthorized access is attempted. Alarm system work is standing with physical barriers, mechanical system, and security guard, serving to trigger a response when these other forms of security have been breached. They consist of sensors include perimeter sensors, contacts, and glass break detectors. A secure room should not have a large window, and it should have motion sensors, and a secure room should only have 1 or 2 doors that should be solid, fireproof, and observable by assigned security staff. There are ABX company should have a maintenance access. ABX company should have maintenance for all access control device. There are 2 categories for computer security policy: hardware and software. Hardware is the physical part of the computer, like the system memory and disk drive. ABX company should consider disabling unauthorized access to laptops, desktops, and external server using authentication methods. All computer user account must have complex password. Individual must not share their account name or password with others. Software is the programming that offers service to the user and administrator. User account should be configured with the lowest level of user privilege to perform duties required. For instance, general user should not have permission to install new software. Antivirus software must be installed, be a current version, maintain up-to-date virus definitions, and scan all drive regular for vulnerabilities. Any USB or fireware attached drive writable must be scanned for virus. Automatic update must be enabled for all operating systems. Last but not least, the security policy for physical equipment network. Data security across network is also an important issue for network administrator. To secure intra-network, some elements to include a computer security policy are disallow use for the company own network for any activity other than company business. Here are the network policies. Extranet policy define the requirement that third-party organization need access to the organization network must be sign a third-party connection agreements. Minimum requirement for network access policy define the standard and requirements for any device that requires connectivity to the internet network. Last, network access standard. Define the standard for secure physical port access for all wire and wireless network data ports. Thank you ABX company for belief in us to consult about the company's security policy. We hope that you can consider our explanation about security policy. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.